Chris Mills with surfstrengthcoach.com. Your shoulders, you need flexibility in your upper body. Not a lot of times, like majority of clientele I'm working with, guys that have been sitting at desks, cars, crappy posture, it changes the way your rib cage moves, your spine moves, that changes the way your shoulder moves. So an easy way you can start testing to see what type of range of motion you've got and to see if your stretches and training is improving the range of motion, you gotta stand back up against the wall and you wanna flatten out that lower back position and keep that low back flattened and see if you can get into an overhead position with the arms without changing the position of the ribs, the position of the spine. And you can see, you might be able to see that this shoulder is in a bit different position than the left one. So I'm a bit limited in some flexion mobility through this shoulder. And so what you'll see often is that guys are stuck in this posture. They can't get overhead. So what they do is start arching through the low back to get overhead. So think about your spine being in that position and trying to paddle. You're just constantly grinding through that shoulder girdle, bursitis, tendonitis, upset, pissed off shoulders. So you need to be able to regain mobility through the spine, flexibility through the tissue, so you can get into that vertical position and start getting range of motion so you can start paddling, rather than being one of those old dudes out there on the board with his head like that, paddling like that. It's gonna suck. So that shoulder flexion position, you need to start looking at old posts and old videos on Surf Strength Coach about all the upper body mobility work, tissue work, foam rolling, lacrosse ball work. You gotta get all this stuff that's pulling you here and keeping you here loosened up so you can start getting up here. One thing that's easy, it's kind of a fascial stretch. You can use a band. Camera girl might need to back up just a little. Is get some tension and you just start stretching in to this vertical shoulder position. You can feel this might be, it's a lot of lat. You can open up some of the chest a little, getting down into the QL, some of the posterior shoulder. You just start stretching and breathing. And so you might feel that low back, you might feel that in the armpit. And spend some time playing around with that, and then you can recheck to see where that arm's getting vertically. So what you're really looking to do is be able to get into a vertical shoulder position without having to change any portions of the spine, any portions of the rib cage, because it just starts wearing stuff out. And again, if you don't have the mobility there, think about paddling. You're just grinding through the rotator cuff and that glenohumeral joint. Stretches, check out the site, upper mobility work. Surf Training Success has an entire shoulder mobility program, runs you through all the tissue work, all the stuff you need to do to regain that mobility. Get your shoulders moving. Peace.